been haunting since time began. Raw side paranormal seeks the truth, looking for some kind of real proof. Creaky floorboards and eerie dark mist. Grab your camera and document this. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the wrong side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadow hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. The icy air touches your neck. You feel like screaming, but you stay in check. All's rising up to take the magical flight. You can't believe what's happening tonight. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side.
Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. It is that day of the week. Here we are. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. And let's see who's come to hang out with us. Hi, Megan and graduate. I'm glad that sounds good on your stereo. I love listening. I can never get enough of that intro. I love it. My friend Bill, you guys all know Bill. He helped me with the putting that together, and it come out so great. Hi, Sage. Good timing. Just got out of work. Fantastic. Let's see who else is with us. And of course, Miss Raven is here too. We can't forget her. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, everybody will pop in soon and join us because we've got a couple of great guests. You guys would remember them from Susan's show when I helped her co-host. The lovely ladies from the Haunted Happy Hour and their wonderful coffee. So, we're going to talk a little bit about their ghostly adventures. And of course, we can't leave the coffee out. I mean, that would just be a sin, right? So hopefully everybody is good and everybody excited about the spooky season. Hey, Jay, how's it going? The spooky season has officially started. I also did finally put out the new issue of the magazine, Paranormal Pages. So if you become a member, you get to the link to see the new issue that was just put out this morning. Some great stories were submitted with some great artwork, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's my little way of saying thank you to everybody. And of course, hit the like and all of that fancy jazz. You know how it is. Hello, Miss Cree. She's eating a chili dog and lurking. Oh, lurking. Oh, Miss Pinky. Hello, everybody. Wonderful. Okay, without further ado, let's bring these ladies on. I know you're going to love them because everybody does. They're a great bunch of gals. And here they are. Welcome, Lili and Venessa. Hello, girls.
Hello.
Hey. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
My pleasure to have you on. Actually, I was looking forward to it because the last time we spoke, you guys were talking about going on a new investigation.
Yes.
So that's what we want to hear all about that new adventure and what happened and what was going on. But before we start that, I would like you to introduce yourself to the crew, just in case they didn't catch you the first time around, so they know who you are and what you're all about.
Absolutely. So we are Lili and Venessa from Haunted Happy Hour. And we are, I swear, a multitude of things.
I know. A
We
plethora, if you will.
we are essentially, we're a brand, I guess. Let's just say that. So we're a brand. We started out as a podcast during COVID and evolved into essentially a coffee company. So it's a lot of fun things that we enjoy doing. I mean, with the podcast, we started out just talking about hauntings, paranormal history. That's one of the things that I think we love the most.
And also our drinks.
Yes.
That I was making. And then I would have Lili taste them on the spot. So I would not tell her what I was making, but she had to like kind of do like a taste test and we talked about it.
And that's kind of how everything honestly evolved into the whole coffee thing. So we started out every episode of the podcast talking about what the cocktail was for that episode.
That's why it's happy hour.
Yes.
Happy.
Right.
And eventually we realized that a lot of our drinks were focusing in on coffee. And so after a while, we're like, how cool would it be if we could create our own coffee blend? And so that's actually what happened. So we set out on a mission to create our own coffee company, and brought in one of my best friends into the fold. And she's, if you guys ever see us out and about at events or anything like that, she is our barista. So she is the one, honestly, who helps us craft and create all of these delicious blends. Sarah, shout out. I know she's out and about right now.
Shout out, Sarah.
But she is our behind the scenes gal. But so that's really what happened. On the side, obviously, talking about the podcast and the paranormal and the history and everything, we love going on investigations. That's kind of how the podcast even started. So it's like, I guess like the timeline of things is we started out as kind of paranormal enthusiasts.
Novice.
Yes, paranormal enthusiasts, novice investigators. Started out doing things like that on our own and then bringing our friends along, and then evolved into the podcast, and then evolved into the coffee, which threw us honestly into the whole paranormal community. And that was awesome because we were able to meet so many great teams through all of this.
And it helped us open our eyes more to, wow, there are other people that enjoy what we do as well.
Yes. And it's cool too, because I mean, we started out, like I said, like as novice investigators, as enthusiasts just of the paranormal investigating, and meeting all of these other teams. One of the things that we love to do is honestly tag along on investigations with anybody who will have us. And it's cool and it's funny because, a lot of these investigations just are fun just in general, because Steph, it's never been down. Like I feel like it's use your error. Steph, you need to call me and we'll get you taken care of.
She didn't waste any time. Hi, sweet Steph.
I promise you, Steph, I will take care of you.
You have to hug up, Steph. Don't worry.
Hi, Candy. Hi, Pop. Welcome, everybody. As I told them ahead of time, I said, Steph's going to come in, and that's the first thing she's going to say is, what's up with the website?
Send me a message, Steph. If you haven't sent me a friend request yet, definitely do it, and then I will get you taken care of. But yeah, so, I mean, we love investigating with other groups. Number one, because we just love investigating to begin with. But number two, because we love just seeing the way that other people investigate as well.
And learning about it and learning new tricks of the trade that we can use as well.
I know. It's just really fun. And I mean, we always put it out there. And so I'm going to put it out right now. Like if anybody, okay, do it, Steph. Like
we dare you, Steph.
I will walk you through it. So if anybody out there wants to invite us along, like we will always try to make it happen and tag along, because I mean, we love meeting new people just in general, just in the community. and meeting new people at conventions, at expos, at any of the events that we are going to be at. So,
well, I think it's great how it evolved from just, well, what the hell, let's do this on a whim.
Yeah.
And evolved to now you have your own coffee brand.
Yes.
Who would have thought that coffee and the paranormal would intermix the way you did it?
Yeah. Sometimes you just, you want coffee, you want that pick-me-up throughout the day. It's like, why not also while you're investigating? I mean, we're addicted to coffee anyway, so we would have brought coffee along regardless. So why not bring our own brand?
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, okay, so one of the funny things that people always ask whenever we go investigate with them, they're like, "Well, are you bringing coffee?" Yes, we will.
I am known to like go somewhere. If hopefully they have kitchens, but wherever building we're investigating, and I'll start up like brewing up some coffee, and you can smell it throughout the building.
There you go. That's how they work. See, I think we all do that because when I go out, and of course I do mostly cemetery work now, so it's it's getting chilly, and I'm unfortunately we go to Dunkin' because that's our favorite. But we're bringing that along. But if I had a really good favorite one that I would want to brew at home and then bring it, that's just a great idea.
Yes, right. Absolutely. And if we ever investigate together, Laura, you don't have to worry about that.
You got me set up. All right. Now, I know the last time that we were speaking, you were getting ready to go out on a new investigation.
Yes.
And that's, I was excited to ask you guys about where did you go and how did it turn out? What kind of data did you collect and experiences did you have?
It was good.
It was awesome. So we actually went to the haunted 1861 Masonic Lodge in Keatsburg, Illinois. And we've heard about this one. It's a relatively new building, I think, over the past, just handful of years. Jill Shelley is the owner of the building. We've actually had her on our podcast to talk about a different building. But when we found out that she was opening this one down in Keatsburg, we're like, okay, that's great. We have to kind of pencil it in at some point. Kept pushing it off, though, just because we never had time to actually make it happen until our friends, Eternal Paranormal, they let us know that they were going to be hosting a public investigation. We're like, oh my gosh, sign us up. We will be there. That'll be exciting. And so that's what happened. So it was Vanessa, myself, our barista, Sarah,
and another friend of ours, and then our sister-in-law's sister.
Yes.
Who is a coroner. She's never done this at all, so she was really intrigued by it.
And she's like super excited, like to just learn everything about the paranormal. So she actually
didn't scare the hell out of her, did you?
Well,
all right. The laugh told me.
Stay tuned.
So she heard about it on our podcast because we had said that we were going to be going to the investigation. There were still tickets available. So she jumped on it and she was like, I think she told us the next time we saw her in person, she's like, oh, by the way, I bought a ticket. So I'm coming with you guys. I heard
there you go.
We're like, okay, that's cool. That's awesome.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
I mean.
And so we ended up driving down there. It's not too far from us, like about an hour and a half or so. So get down there, and it was a good group. It was probably a group of like 20, 25 people.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend checking out Eternal Paranormal, their Facebook page, and the Haunted Happy Hour Facebook page, obviously our page, because we did go live throughout the night various times. And on these lives, we actually caught some really great stuff. So a little bit of the history of the building is, I know obviously it was a Masonic lodge, a Masonic temple. But also way back when, apparently it used to be a brothel. I did not know that before.
No, I didn't.
You?
No.
Okay. So when we were there, we were talking to Alicia McFadden, who is one of the leaders of Eternal Paranormal, and she was kind of giving us just a brief history. And so she's like, I kind of want to see what spirits are going to be here tonight. If it's going to be lodge members, if it's going to be just passersby, or if it's going to be people from the brothel. So that'll be interesting to find out. So, I mean, I think that in general was kind of cool because we didn't know what we were going to get, honestly, that night. And so we all got split up into groups, and all of us, our people that we brought ended up in one group with Alicia. And so we started out in the basement, and we were kind of just trying to figure out who we were communicating with, right?
Right.
And so something came across pretty much letting us know that it was a spirit, a woman from from the brothel times. And so we're like, okay, cool. So let's start talking a little bit about that. Like, let's bring out some money. Let's try to use some trigger objects, see what we can do. And so we did. We brought out some money. We're laying it around, and we're trying to ask questions just relating to, you know,
what she did, or what type of jobs, or who type of customers and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, Sonic Ghosts still have secret. They're
Good question.
They're more transparent.
But
but it was cool though to kind of get that little bit of interaction.
Oh,
Steph, okay, I'll take care of you as soon as we're done here, because I need to get this figured out for you.
They're gonna get you your coffee. Steph.
We're gonna hook you up, Steph. Don't worry, you'll get it.
So we were kind of laying out. I remember we laid out a tripwire.
Yes.
And we were getting some interaction through the tripwire. And I think just a couple of REM pods and some cat balls, and a lot of really cool stuff was coming across. But we're like, okay, cool. Let's see if we can get anything more upstairs. So we went upstairs and kind of took a break, and then went back into I think it was one of the meeting rooms.
Yes.
What was really cool too, though, is that, okay, obviously we've never been to a Masonic lodge, and so we didn't know that there was different entrances. So I guess women go through one entrance and men are supposed to go through another entrance. So it was always kind of fun trying to remember
which side you're supposed to go
right.
through.
So we walked into this meeting room, and I think we were with I think it was Sean, right? Sean was,
yes.
He wanted to play. So one of the members wanted to play cards and see if they would get any interactions from the members. So played cards a little bit with our sister-in-law's sister.
Right.
Nothing was happening though. And so Alicia from Eternal Paranormal was like, okay, I don't think we're getting anything from any of the members that were here. Let's try to go back and see if we can bring up some of the spirits from the brothel. So as soon as that happened, like, I think myself and somebody else got up, went to go stand up against the wall, and we're kind of just asking questions. Nothing was happening. We're like, okay, let's move to a different side of the room. Let's move to a different wall. And I don't remember why. Do you remember why we moved to that side of the wall?
Honestly, oh, it's because they had seen something like go across the wall through what they were looking at.
Okay. So one of the cool things too, we had an SLS camera. And so I had never personally interacted with one before. Yeah. And so that was my first time. Very, very amazing. So we moved over to this wall, and myself and somebody else are just standing against the wall. And all of a sudden I just started feeling very lightheaded. And I felt lightheaded before in different investigations. So I really didn't think anything of it. And so at that point, I'm like, well, am I really feeling lightheaded? Am I just being weird? Am I making stuff up right now? I'm fine. And so I'm kind of just trying to brush it off. And I'm standing there though against the wall, and I'm like, okay, no, like I really seriously feel like I'm gonna faint. Like it was a very heavy feeling. My whole body felt like, I don't know, like as if like your leg fell asleep or your arm fell asleep or something. That whole tingly feeling.
Right.
Exactly what I felt throughout my whole entire body. I'm like, okay, this is really weird. So I just announced it to the group. I'm like, you guys, I feel really weird right now. I feel very lightheaded. And it's a very odd sensation all over my entire body. And so they pointed the camera over at me, the SLS, and they're like, okay, well, we don't see anything. Why don't you try stepping away? And as soon as I stepped away, everybody was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, what? And they're like, well, we thought you were kind of mapped out as a stick figure, but as soon as you moved, that stick figure was still there. And so they're like, it's still there. And so I ran over, I went to go look. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And so within probably like a minute, I felt fine. And so another guy was like, okay, that's really weird. Let me go stand over there. And so he stood there, and probably within like 20, 30 seconds, he's like, I feel kind of like electricity running through my body. And I'm like,
wow.
That's what I felt. I felt that exact thing. I didn't know how to explain it. And so he's like, oh, that's so crazy. And so what we ended up doing is, because our sister-in-law's sister, it was
the coroner.
It was her birthday that day. It was her birthday. And so we're like, hey, since it's your birthday,
Go stand over there.
like you want to do something,
Right.
something happened to you tonight. Let's do this.
So everybody put money in her hands.
Yeah.
And then so she was standing like, or she
She
sat.
was sitting.
She sat down like this with her hands, palms open, with money in it, essentially. And
Right.
so she was just saying, okay, everybody, it's my birthday. Somebody dance for me.
Because when we were in the basement, one of the spirits that was down there from the brothel said something about how at times there would be women customers that would come through
that's
as
right, I forgot
well.
about that. Yeah.
Oh.
And so we're like, okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. So we kept that in mind when we went upstairs. And so we brought that up again. We're like, okay, so you had mentioned that you had at times women customers. Here is a woman customer. Would you like to service her in some way?
On her birthday.
On her birthday.
Uh-huh.
we
Hi, Mark. Welcome.
we put money on the table. She had money in her
Mhm.
hands. Within like honestly seconds, the stick figure was on her. It was sitting on her. It was. I seriously recommend.
She got her own lap dance.
Yes.
You need to watch the Facebook
Yes.
Live on the Haunted Happy Hour Facebook.
Now, my question is, I want to know is, if when this was going on, did you register any kind of temperature change on the person that it was happening to?
She did.
Mm-hmm.
She did. So like she didn't see the screen or anything that we were watching. She was just telling us what she was feeling. So she kept saying like she felt heat in the moment right here. When she said that, we saw on the screen that the stick figure got really close to her.
Yeah.
Was like right here in her face. And then you could see, eventually there were two. So one was on one side, one was on the other. And it looked like they were dancing, like legit, like they were dancing.
It did.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I think the most mind-blowing part for me was the fact that she's not able to see the screen,
Right.
obviously, because we're all looking at it.
Mhm.
And, depending on wherever the spirit was touching her, we wouldn't say anything. And she'd be like, okay, I just felt something on my arm. We're like, yes, it just touched your arm.
Yes.
Wow.
My chin feels hot. We're like, it looks like the legs are wrapped around your chin.
And then when she was like this, holding out the money, she's saying, here's your money here. Or she said something of that nature, like, here's the money, take the money. When she said that, she goes, oh, I felt something on my hand, like heat or some sort of, something.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, that's when we saw it go like this, like it wanted to take it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome, William. Welcome. Oh, look, we've got a troll. Isn't it lovely? Oh, I don't know. Let's see how we can just get rid of that. Bye-bye.
But yeah, I mean,
God.
it was crazy. I think that was awesome. She was like, "Oh my God, I love what happened on my birthday. This was the best birthday ever."
So yeah, well, not everybody gets that on their birthday.
Not only that though, but that was her first interaction with any of that. So that was her first time doing any of that, like investigating and using equipment and, just talking to people about it. So yeah, she loved it.
And it was cool too, because I mean, outside of our group, just everybody else that was there investigating. At one point, we all got to get together, and the Eternal Paranormal was conducting a double Estes session, which was incredible because two
Girls, or
yeah, I think they were just two of the people that were there, two attendees.
Right.
Were doing the session, and what I always love to see is when the two people start having conversations back and forth in that moment. And that was happening. Like one of them would ask a question, obviously full Estes out.
Yeah.
And the other person, obviously no idea, is answering, and everybody's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone's like, gasp. Yeah, it was really cool.
It was a cool place. Honestly, if anybody is ever in the Keatsburg, Illinois area, that's a cool, I think, building to investigate. There was a lot of activity. And the great thing is that we heard from Eternal Paranormal that, they always get a lot of activity there. So
Right.
definitely a place that you will experience something.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I just and of course ahead of time you didn't know any of the information on the building until you got there, correct?
Right.
Yeah, correct.
So that makes it even more the fun.
Yes.
My question is for you, because a lot of people are not thrilled about investigators using a lot of equipment, especially cat balls. They're not fans.
Right.
What is your opinion about using equipment? And I mean, you don't let the equipment run your investigation, correct?
Right.
Correct.
I think that's kind of the cool thing one of the reasons why we do enjoy investigating with a multitude of different people, different teams, because it is always fun and exciting and interesting to see how other people do investigate. Vanessa and I, honestly, because of the fact that we started out honestly just us, just doing it for the fun of it, for it being more of like a fun side hobby for us. Obviously, we had no equipment because we didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
when we first started out, like we had a recorder, and that was it. And for us, that was great. The more time elapsed, I guess, we started acquiring more and more equipment. Different investigations we would go on. Vanessa was always recording. She was always taking pictures because it's cool to see.
Yeah.
It's cool to go back and see everything that happened
or hear.
Yeah, and see if we caught anything. And so a lot of what we did in the beginning was kind of just reviewing what we did encounter that night.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to say it's been within the past like year and a half, I think, that we don't do that anymore, because I feel that, we both feel that like we really very much enjoy being in the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously we love when other people use equipment, like the SLS camera. Never used it before, so it was amazing to see for the first time what you're able to capture with that camera, what you're able to capture with different pieces of equipment. So we love to be with people that do use equipment.
We like to partake.
But like with us, whenever it is just us, we like ourselves to kind of just be in that moment and have our body essentially be that tool. Because I mean, even like in that moment when we were at the lodge, and I felt myself just something was off, something was different, but I didn't know what. I like being able to kind of observe and understand those different instances.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Steph.
Okay, so maybe it is the bourbon. I'll have to check on that with you. Okay, I thought you were being a liar at first, Steph, but
That's awesome. No, but we like to keep an open mind overall when we're investigating, just because, you just never know what you might capture when you're not looking through a lens, or when you're not like paying attention to all this equipment that might be malfunctioning or whatever, and then trying to put the batteries in, and it's like, oh my God, did you see that? No, because I was fumbling with the batteries or whatever. So yeah, we just like want to overall be in the moment and just kind of just feel it through that way.
Right. Because I think that's even what you said.
Yeah.
Like I remember we were on one investigation, and Vanessa even told me, she's like, you know what, I'm not even going to take pictures because I want to actually be more into it. I want to be here. I want to learn about this building.
Right.
I want to feel what's here. And I'm like,
be more authentic.
I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah, do it. I'm like, we don't need pictures. We
Right.
can experience what we need to experience right now, and we'll see what happens.
Right. Well, like you said, when you had that the feeling, the tingling feeling, and all of that, it's so you were more in the moment. Even though that you said you might have picked up something like on the SLS or whatever, but you set that aside. I mean, I don't use a lot of equipment either, but I don't tell people not to use it because it's still part of the experiment.
Exactly.
You never know. Well, someday you might actually catch something that is legitimate, but to actually have that experience on your own body is worth more than any kind of equipment that could give you.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. Because it's like, I mean, we've caught things on pictures and
video.
That's great.
Recording.
That's great.
Yeah.
But there have been times when I remember being with like other groups and them being like, oh my God, did you see that over there? We saw something. No, because I was over here taking a picture. So I missed what you just saw.
Right.
Right. So yeah, the less distraction, the better.
Yes.
Gosh.
God.
Yeah, Sage wants to know, how many investigations have you been on?
Sage,
my.
that's a really good question. So I think we started investigating.
God.
I was in high school.
Mhm.
You were in college.
Yeah.
So
It was in early 2000s.
it's been like a good 20. Gosh,
Don't even.
It's been a long time.
We're not going to seriously say it. We don't want to age ourselves, but
It's been a long time. Vanessa and I would always investigate places just here locally. We're in the Quad Cities, Iowa, Illinois border area, and it's a really interesting, I think, historic area that we live in.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of places in and around town here that we've gone to investigate ourselves. Whether it's just a cemetery, whether it's a building, whether it's just walking by and, sitting outside and trying to gather whatever we can from those instances. We've done it. We've gone obviously into buildings to investigate. One of our favorite places to investigate is where we're going to be at this Saturday. Actually, it's the Rock Island Roadhouse. And that, I think, by far is top of the list. Like, I feel like we have I think it's two places that we love to investigate. That's one of them, just because I feel like we've been there, oh my gosh, a handful of times, a lot of times.
A lot. And we always get something.
Yeah.
Always.
So I mean, it's one of the things that we love to do is investigate. Like, we're always looking to investigate different locations. I think one of the things, though, that we're now running into, honestly, Sage, is that we're running out of time, and a lot of the places that we still want to go visit or investigate are a little bit farther away now.
Right, no kidding.
So now we're kind of in that, okay, we want to investigate this place, but it's like 5 hours away. What do we want to do? We got to schedule this in.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, I mean, we've been on
a ton. But we also touch on that on our podcast. So we talk a lot about the places that we've been to and who we were with, things of that nature, what happened. So we go more in depth on our show. So yeah, if you're interested, check it out. But like Lily said, we've been to so many. I mean, honestly, I lost count.
I did too. But that's like that's one of the fun things. Like, obviously, I think for me, my passion will always be investigating, outside of the podcast, outside of the coffee, because that's kind of like where it all started for me is the investigating. That's where my whole
intrigue
just with the paranormal, just in general, because I mean, it's the history of these places, right? It's trying to figure out what happened here. It's trying to figure out, why are these spirits still here? Do they need something? Are they lonely? Do
they need help? Can we help them?
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I think one of the cool things too is, when people say help, it's like people think of help as in a lot of different ways, but help can be as easy as just being there, talking to them, acknowledging them. Yeah. And honestly, we've run into different spirits at different locations where that's really all they want. All they want is somebody to talk to them. And that's
the interaction.
Yeah, it's sad when you think about it.
Because that actually happened to us when we were at the Roadhouse, Rock Island Roadhouse.
You're right.
We interacted with a spirit that legit wanted to chat.
Yeah.
And we took the time to do that. So we just thought that was very cool because we saw a different side of the investigation. And that was like more like real for us.
Right.
So that's really cool because we'd never seen that before.
And that's
I do that when I'm going cemeteries, because most of the cemeteries that I go to are really, really old.
Yeah.
So, and there's no family members left over. So I always, introduce myself and say, I'm here to visit, those of you who have been forgotten. Yeah. And, and spend a little time. So, I mean, I give them that respect. And that's what you're doing. You're visiting people who have been forgotten, history that's been forgotten.
Right.
Yes. I agree, Laura. I agree.
Or Steph says, okay, I missed it. Shopping for coffee. But her question is, what's your take on the Warren Museum Thoughts Ladies?
Oh, yes.
Gosh. I love you, Steph. You have first of all, really good taste. Second of all, I love your questions.
Uh,
Okay, so I think number one, this is like such a hot topic right now. It's really interesting to think about it in a multitude of different ways, I think.
Right.
Because at the core of it all, you know, no matter what anybody's opinion is with regards to the Warrens, you cannot what would you say? You can't deny the fact that the Warrens did put the spotlight on the paranormal, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
yeah.
And for that reason and that reason alone, they did a lot. They did a lot for the field. You know, who knows where the field would be right now without them. I know some may think that that's debatable, but for me, that's very much how I feel. The museum, just in general, gosh, number one, I would love to see the museum. I would love to visit it. I would love to kind of breathe in that kind of just environment that is there, because again, when it goes back to the history of everything, it's undeniable that these artifacts were taken from areas that do have history behind them. So no matter how you look at it, there is history tied to these artifacts. Interestingly, where we are going to be on Saturday at the Roadhouse, this is the second to the last stop for the Devils on the Run tour. So Annabelle is going to be here where we will be on Saturday. I want to see it. I absolutely want to see it. I know that a lot of people are very
On the fence about
on
it.
both sides about it. Feel very strongly on both sides about it. I think that for me, I personally want to see it because it does have such a huge tie to a lot of what I believe in, which is the paranormal. Whether or not the doll itself is in fact still haunted, not sure. I can't tell you.
Prove that or anything.
But also on the same lines, whether or not this is the same doll that was actually involved.
Right. Yeah. That's that. I don't think it's not the original.
We don't. Yeah, we don't know.
We're
that.
not sure.
But regardless, because of the ties that it has to that story, to that piece of history and the paranormal, I do very much want to see it.
Yeah.
And so I guess like for me, it's just it's something that is kind of a part of my bucket list items, just in general.
Right.
The Warrens, like I said, I do hold a special place for them because of what they did for the paranormal. You know, I'm not going to get into my thoughts or anybody else's thoughts with regards to their beliefs or everything that they did. We did kind of touch on it on the podcast a little bit. But I mean, they are still very much an important piece of the paranormal, of the community. So I believe that they are important, and I believe that they did do some good things for the paranormal, which is why for me, I have a positive viewpoint for the doll that I'm going to see on Saturday. And for the artifacts in the museum. I know it's a very long-winded answer, Steph, and I know I probably didn't answer it the way that you wanted it to be, but I tried.
Yeah, everybody has their very strong opinions, but and I agree. They did open the door to a field that was pretty much being ignored. So if that's the only positive contribution that they made to it, then that's it's a good deal.
Right.
But I do, in my opinion, I believe that they took advantage of the situation to make it an opportunity to make money. Because there's been so many documentaries and investigations and what they've done and have proven to be false. And like I said, and Megan says here, Ed admitted himself that Annabelle wasn't haunted or possessed. He said that in an interview. So it's, I think it's just everybody has their own take on it, and that's fine. That's fine. So seriously, have you ladies ever had the opportunity to talk to hospice nurses and hear any of their experiences with the paranormal?
Ooh, that's actually wow. Never thought about that one. We haven't talked about that.
I'm trying to think.
I don't
Mm,
think we have we?
I don't.
Unless you have, but we haven't really talked about that. But that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I think we
Sure,
had a
you
little
could join.
interruption. This one just walked
Oh, you're
walked in.
welcome.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, Steph. I think that's a really interesting viewpoint, though, because I mean that actually brings me to when we were at Ashmore.
Oh yeah.
So we investigated Ashmore Estates down in southern Illinois, Ashmore, Illinois,
Mhm.
and it used to be a poor farm. And it used to be a lot of different things
Right.
at certain points of its
Mhm.
history. But when we were there, again, we were investigating with Eternal Paranormal, and Alicia, who was with us, she actually works in her normal job as something with relation to like the medical.
Elder care type of thing.
Yeah, that's what it is, elder care. And so we happened to be in a room that was known for having patients, elderly patients that needed caring for. Um, and there was a whole interaction that happened between the spirit and Alicia, ended up with her in tears because it was such an emotional experience. Because realistically, what it boiled down to was that this patient really was thanking her for coming back. So Alicia had been there a handful of times. And she's a very good-natured person that, is always trying to help, people in general, the living as well as the dead. And so this particular spirit actually remembered her and was pretty much came through on the
Estes method.
no, that's right.
When I was
it was the
doing it,
Estes
yes.
method. Pretty much saying that this patient remembered her, this patient was thanking her, and this patient was hoping that she would come back, and she did. So I mean that interaction, that's what this reminded me of, Steph, is kind of talking with regards to caretakers, hospice nurses.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a really cool one. I definitely want to do that now because now that you're saying it, obviously we all watch those paranormal shows on TV, and I think there's a show called like Haunted Hospitals, I think,
Something
on like
about
yeah. And I think they interview quite a few like nurses that do have experiences like that
there's,
are like,
there's a lot of activity in those kind of places. I have a
now
I have a friend
Yes.
who works in the medical field, and their offices are in an old like rest home or hospital, and it was run by nuns. And she wants me to come out there. She says because they like to hit things and knock them off of everybody's desks and stuff. So it's she goes in there, you'll stand there, you're looking at some smacks a picture off, and it goes flying, and and she goes, they think it's a nun that's upset with them or something. So
wow,
I haven't gotten a chance to get out there yet, but I told her, sure, I'll come and check it out.
I would love to work in a place that's
Sage wants to know, what is your coffee of choice while investigating?
I'm gonna say that it's the bourbon, only because I use it a lot on the show to be able to do mixed drinks with. But I have used our other coffees to do mixed drinks with, but the bourbon is really my go-to. And one of our popular drinks when we're actually at an actual show, when we make your drinks on the spot, we use the bourbon, and we make the salted caramel, which is what it is. And that one's a popular drink.
It is. It's really good. Like I always say though, like I will never stop saying this. My favorite one, I don't think I have it here. My favorite one is the
bourbon.
Is the sweet rum bliss. That one is like a banana flavored one. That is my go-to. That is my coffee that I drink every single morning. Delicious. Delicious just because for me it's so different. Like I love that one. It's so different. The banana flavor just hits you. But to Vanessa's point, the bourbon, which is right here, it is very versatile. Like it mixes well with anything and everything. Any kind of creamer that you want to use, that one's pretty much like your go-to.
It's a go-to. Yeah,
and it's really good. Honestly, if you want to spike it, which is
what we always do.
which is a
So
plus.
Okay, Steph also wants to know, have you ever done any research on the items in the Warren Museum or, excuse me, the Conjuring House? She says she has on the house before I investigated it. It changed my whole mindset and was not fearful at all.
Wow. Okay. First
Oh.
of all, Steph, I feel like I want to hear more about you investigating.
no kidding.
Yes, that sounds amazing.
I'm trying to get her on here. I'm just waiting for her to say yes.
But no, actually, we haven't really ventured out into anything, or have we? We did,
We touched on some things on our show.
but was it from the
From the
Warrens?
house?
I don't think it was. Yeah, we had a whole topic on the show at one point about haunted artifacts. I mean, honestly, anything in the Warrens Museum we completely grazed over, just because we don't. I mean, going back to the other question that you had, Steph. We don't know. We don't really know about the things in there. I feel like it's a toss up. But there were other things that we did cover on the show.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there was a handful of things there. But I would really be interested in hearing what you found out in your research that kind of changed your opinion going into your investigation. You have me intrigued.
Right.
I feel like I need to hear more.
Megan says that a lot of the stuff was taken from yard sales with made up stories. So I think that they were frauds. I mean, the former Nesper exposed them. So see, and then there's so many people that have finally starting to come forward with, information on what they were doing. I honestly think when they first started out, I think they had good intentions.
Yeah.
And then when Hollywood got involved, that's when the dollar signs started, running through Ed's head, thinking, well, we could take advantage of this and start running with it. And, as soon as Hollywood's involved, that it's scripted. It's, they only take a small piece of the truth and turn it into a full-blown story. And I think that's what people are really annoyed with.
Right, right. I mean, to Megan's point, though, like really quick, it's funny because I even tell Vanessa this all the time. I joke with her because Vanessa is one of those people that does not want items from yard sales, from garage sales. Like if they're antique items, she wants nothing to do with it because she thinks it's going to be haunted.
She won't come to my house then.
I'm like, I'm going to get you something for your birthday from a yard sale and we'll see what happens. She's like, keep it away from me. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I think of some great stuff. Lizzie, Estelle says, have you guys ever used dowsing rods? If so, what's your take? And if not, why?
Ooh.
Oh, Lily actually gifted me some dowsing rods for my birthday.
Just
this past summer.
Yeah. So talk about it. How do you feel about them?
Well, it was funny because so we're at our parents' house. And so I open up the gift and I'm like, oh my gosh, we are the only ones nerding out, running into our parents' yard. Our entire family is like wondering and looking at us like we're crazy because we're so excited to use these things. And someone goes, you better not use those in mom and dad's yard.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, of course we don't listen. So we go out there and we're like sitting there.
I don't know why we went out to the yard.
You were looking for water.
I know.
Exactly. That we just heard up and we just wanted to use it. But no, actually, on the last investigation with the coroner, she brought hers too.
Oh,
though.
she did.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, she brought hers. I know that we've been on investigations and people have, brought them out and things, and then they ask the questions, such like that. Well, I just think it depends on, the usage sometimes. I don't think just like a lot of the equipment too, though. I mean, you have to have an open mind. I just don't think that, it's always going to be 100%, accurate. You just have to, take it for what it is sometimes. Right. I just, I like using them too. So, I mean,
it's funny because if you got good intentions, then it's all right. Thanks, Pinky.
It's funny because, so I obviously I got them for Vanessa. I have witnessed people using them. Like at the Roadhouse, I know the owner Lisa. She has
that's
her
right. I
own set,
forgot. Yep.
and she's always using them. And so it's fun to see. It's fun to watch. Um, but I consider myself very much a skeptic believer, just when it comes to anything in the paranormal. I mean, I feel like everybody has to have a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah, I had to put that up there. That's where your coffee is, Steph. It's right there in their house.
We have it.
That's just wrong.
We are going to fly or drive to you and bring you both.
Jeez, that's funny.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I don't know enough about the dowsing rods to consider if they do in fact work or they do not. But I do enjoy watching people use them. I myself just have never used them.
Fantastic. I have to acknowledge this. Sage, thank you for the membership gift. We appreciate you so much. And because you're a superstar, thank you, sweetie. And whoever got that, please remember to say thank you. And okay, Pomp's got a question. Which investigating team, online or offline, that you haven't already met, would you like to investigate with? And he wants to know where and why.
Wow.
Well, you want everything,
Yeah,
Pomp. No, just
Yeah, I know.
That's a good question.
Gosh.
So I feel like you can answer this question like different ways, because it's like, are we talking like celebrity wise, or normal non-celebrity
Normal people.
normal people wise? Because I don't know, like for me,
I already know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
for me, like that's how I would answer it. Like I have probably a group of people that I would just in my normal life be able to investigate with, and then somebody
That you would love to.
that I would love
investigate.
to.
Let me guess, Amy Bruni.
It is.
I know.
Okay, so I am very much a huge Amy Bruni fan. I've seen her live show. I have her books. I've followed her ever since she was on Ghost Hunters. To me, she just feels like a very genuine person with realistic views on the paranormal. So for those reasons alone, obviously that is all I know about her. But for those reasons alone, I would love to be able to investigate with her. So she would be my bucket list buddy, my investigation buddy. And I would love to investigate. Gosh, that's a really hard question. I would love to investigate a lot of places.
Yes.
Gosh,
kidding.
if I
That's
have to
tough.
like narrow it down though, I would probably say
On the spot.
it's hard.
the Lizzie
It's
Lizzie
yeah.
Borden house.
That's a good one.
It is. It is. Like I feel like there's again a lot of history tied to that Lizzie Borden house. There's a lot of activity. I've been reading a lot on the house just in general, as well as the neighboring house that is now, I believe it's actually a coffee shop that has a lot of activity in there as well.
Nothing wrong with coffee.
I know, glorious. But yeah, that's what I would.
I think I would love to go to the Winchester house.
I knew you were gonna say that. That's why I
it's
didn't say
so
it. I'm
freaky.
like,
You've got to go there. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I would love to do that. As far as a person, I don't know, but okay, look, years back, my very first book that I had received was from Lili. And this was like, what was it? Weird Tales or Weird Stories. Troy Taylor. I started, that was like years ago in our, like early 2000s era. And anyway, so ever since she gifted me that book, I've been obsessed ever since to try to get on one of his investigations or one of his tours, because he's around us, he's around our area. he's another bucket list person
He
that I would
is, you're
love to do something with.
Mhm.
So I think it'd be so cool to join him. I listen to his podcast as well.
Mhm.
But just the way he tells tales and his voice is so soothing to me.
It is.
So I would just honestly just chit chatting with him. I would love to do too.
But like if we're talking, like I guess we'll switch gears now, and if we're talking, people that we would easily have access to, I think what would be really cool is if we could have like a whole hodgepodge of all these different people that we've met.
We had talked about previously doing a tour, all of us, but doing like a field trip, a paranormal field trip.
We did talk about that
with a bunch of people that we knew. So kind of along the same lines.
Yeah,
of that.
like I would love to do that because I mean, for me, again, that goes back to being able to investigate with a lot of different people, a lot of different ways of investigating and a lot of different viewpoints. And I love that. I love being with people who have different viewpoints because I think for me, everything is always about learning and kind of just educating yourself. So being able to learn on an investigation, doing something that we love about something that we love, and hearing out these different viewpoints, I think for me would be amazing. Right. So I would love to kind of just pick a bunch of different people that I know that we've met along our whole entire journey and say, hey, let's go somewhere really cool. Yeah. Steph, oh my gosh, yes, Gettysburg. Yeah, I would love that.
We'll get you a lot of this, and then you.
They're going to lure you out there to Gettysburg with some coffee. But no, I agree. So that's the purpose of why I do my shows, because it brings everybody on and you get everybody's different viewpoint, their different styles.
Yes.
Because and it's another thing is everybody goes, well, there should be guidelines. How can there be guidelines in the paranormal? There's no way you can put any up because everybody does it different.
As long as you're respectful, that's it.
Right.
Like, be respectful of the spirits and you're good to go.
We'll have a giant sign that says jump in this van and we'll give you coffee.
Just don't make it a white van. You might have a problem. Hi, Dragon. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. But that's why I was telling you, but you can't because there is no correct way.
Right.
Agree.
So,
right.
I mean, maybe something might work for one, but not another. So, I mean, you can't, there's no way.
Right. Yeah, that's so true.
Steph says, who is the paranormal team you would like to tell that they need to get their shit together and investigate better because you've seen missed opportunities by them while investigating a site?
I would say Haunted Happy Hour needs to get it together.
Clearly they do.
They're hepped up on caffeine.
Jeez. Those people, I'm telling you.
We need to bring it down to earth. Gosh. No, but like honestly, Steph, like I would be the first one to say yes. I mean, I love investigating, but I mean going back to previous point, like, I mean, being able to learn from other people, I think is key. No matter what it is that you're doing in life, like that's always something that I enjoy doing and something that I strive for. Obviously to just better yourself, enhance your own skills, enhance your own knowledge, and just learning.
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity to ask the questions while you're there. Say like, why do you do this? What kind of, results do you get by doing this? And so on.
Well, I know that we've been on some and we're like, ooh, look at the way they did that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I never thought of that. I mean, we will be like that. Like we legit will step back and be like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh my God, look at them.
Right.
So we legit will be like that too. So
Steph. She says, sure, I'll put my cup out for some bourbon. And she'll say, oh, geez, we just ran out.
Better luck next time, right?
So sorry. Oh, poor Steph. But yes, I did. Steph did share one of her EVP sessions with me when they went. It was pretty interesting, very interesting. And you could clearly make out that there was an extra person in a room that didn't belong to the group. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Always love that.
So actually, I did miss a question. It was further up. Let's see. Okay, right there. Sage's question says, what's the creepiest thing that you've experienced?
That recording.
I knew you were going to say that because I thought the same thing. I think, like, honestly, to this day,
We
like,
talk about this on our podcast too. We go more in depth about it.
this. So obviously, all the years that we've been doing this, I mean, we take pictures, we video, we do recordings. Yeah, we get random things here and there, just basic stuff.
Mhm.
Nothing that ever really wowed us though, until we went to the Roadhouse one day. So the Roadhouse here in Rock Island, Illinois, and we happened to go just on a public investigation. I think is what it
Yeah,
was.
that's what it was.
Um, and we're like, okay, cool. There's a public investigation. Let's go. We have nothing else to do. Let's go. It'll be fun. And so we brought like our equipment and everything. And I think I had like 4 or 5 different recorders with me.
Mhm.
And so we happened to be in this room that used to be the swimming pool area, because back in the day, the Roadhouse, it used to be an old YMCA. And so there used to be a pool in this specific area of the basement. And so we were in this room, and the room was full with maybe like 15, 20 people. There was a lead investigator that was, talking everybody through, what this room was, what experiences they've had before. As this is all going on, I'm putting out my recorders in different parts of the room, just to see if we capture anything. And so he's going on. He's like, all right, so we have a tripwire here. I'm just going to start asking some questions and we'll see what we get. I'm like, all right, cool. So we're going through the investigation, in that room like nothing. Whatever. After that's over, we pick up our stuff. End of the night happens and we leave. Next day, I start going through the recorders, and nothing really is sparking anything. I'm like, okay, that was recorder 1, nothing happened. I'm going through the other ones, nothing happened. And then Vanessa messages me because she had her recorder going, and she was like, hey, I think I got something. And I'm like, what'd you get? And she's like, it was at such and such time. This is the timestamp, see if you caught anything on yours. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm going back to mine. Got nothing, got nothing, got nothing. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't get anything. I'm like, send me what you got. And she's like, okay, here, I'll send it right now. She sends it to me. And I'm going through what she sent me. Nothing. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're trying to send me. What am I supposed to hear? What did it say something? What is it? And she's like, okay, it's plain as day. Like, you should be able to hear what I'm sending you. And so we went back and forth like this for a while. I was so confused because I didn't know what she was trying to get across. And eventually she's like, no, seriously, I just played it for somebody here in the house. They're freaking out over it. I'm like, you need to explain to me what I'm supposed to be listening for. What is this? She's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try one more time. She's tried to send me this audio clip like 10, 11, 12 times. I wasn't getting it. Like, it was always different, like, time frames. Like, at first it was like a minute long. The next one she would send would be like a minute and 30 seconds long. The next one she would send would be 2 minutes long. So it was never the same clip. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you need to send me the same clip. She's like, I am. I'm sending you the same one. I'm like, well, why am I getting different time lengths? This isn't matching up.
Huh.
And she's like, I have no idea what's happening.
And the funny part was, I even had somebody else send it for me because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm the one,
Right.
maybe it's user. That person still sent it exactly the way it was supposed to, and she still didn't
and
get
I still wasn't getting it. And I'm like, okay, all of these different times are different. All of these audio clips are different lengths. This doesn't make any sense. And she's like, well, you know what? Screw it. I'm coming over tomorrow after I get out of work, and I'm just going to play it for you. And I'm like, okay. She comes over. She's like, here, listen to this. As soon as she hits play, yes, it was something completely different. And I'm like, oh
Isn't
my
that
God,
something?
I was
Yeah.
not getting this at all. Like, so what it was, in all of the recordings, you hear the lead investigator talking, asking his questions, who's here with us, does anybody want to talk to us, does anybody want to light up the tripwire, come walk over here, basic
Right.
questions. You can hear ambient, like, you hear other people here and there whispering, talking, shuffling around, and that's great. All of my recorders had that. Vanessa's recorder, however, And none of that. All of a sudden, you hear the investigator say a couple of words,
Cuts him off.
and then it cuts out to what I can only describe as being sucked into a portal. I don't know what a portal sounds
Right.
like, but to me, in a
Mhm.
sci-fi type of way,
Yes.
that's what it sounded like. It sounded like all of a sudden, like this metal kind of
Kind of like a
portal happening.
like a transformer. Like if you've ever seen the movie
Right.
Transformers, when they transform, that's what it sounded like.
And then you hear like nothing. You hear like as if like there's no sound. There's no sound. It's like even when you're recording nothing, you hear like the ambient noise in the
Mhm.
room. This was completely mute. And then all of a sudden you started hearing what sounded like water droplets. And then you started hearing beeping noises. And then you started hearing what sounded like a growl. And then I'm like, okay, this is intense. This is crazy. And so we replayed that thing so many times.
But amongst all of that, you could hear legit like it sounded like you're underwater.
Right.
And you know how it sounds like to you, like you can hear everybody else outside, but like the underwater sound, like you're in a pool,
Like
Right.
it's muffled.
like it sound. You could hear like I don't know. It sounded like someone was jumping on a diving board. It
Mhm.
sounded like people were stepping, like the
Mhm.
wet feet, but you could hear the droplets. So we were in the pool area.
So that's what we kind of thought. Like, so what happened in that room was the story is that there was a little boy that drowned. So as we're listening to all of this, we're like, oh my gosh, it sounds like as if this recorder was pulled into what was happening to the spirit at this point in time. Because then all of a sudden you started hearing like these beeping sounds. We're like, is that like an alarm? Maybe somebody sounded an alarm when something
Right.
happened. Like, what is? And then all of a sudden, like it cuts out. Like this whole audio clip was probably a minute and 14 seconds long.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, at the end of the minute and 14 seconds, it snaps back into the lead
Real
investigator
time.
saying,
Yeah.
thank you. And we're like, what just happened?
Yeah. Because the lead investigator was just jabbering on the whole time, you know, like, do you hear me? What can you tell us? You know, your basic questions.
None of that
Now,
was
all of you
caught.
guys were in
No.
the same room at the same time.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah.
odd that it
And all-
picked up on her recorder, but nobody else's?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually, we play it on our podcast. So if you want to go back and check it
Like
out.
none of the other
Yeah.
recorders
Wow.
picked up kids. Like I went back and I timestamped everything,
Mhm.
found everything at the exact moment. I listened to the whole investigator, his whole speech, everything. This recorder over here, hers, was the only one that didn't pick up any of that. So that was incredible to us. Like, and I think
That was the creepiest experience.
Yeah,
was.
that well, actually it's amazing. Hey Ace, how's it going? Okay, Candy, we'll be here. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, that's that is very fascinating. Seeing that, I
was
can see if
amazing.
she was in a separate room, but if
Yeah.
you're standing right
Yeah.
there next to each other or in the
Right.
same area, you all should have picked it
were.
up.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. It was intense. It was
Why he
amazing.
chose to be on Vanessa's and nobody else's.
Yeah.
Is another
Right? It was
question.
really
That's true too. That is true.
Why was he attracted to you and nobody else?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. But that's a good question.
I didn't
I never thought
either.
about that. Yeah.
Which is funny though, because whenever we go to the Roadhouse, I feel like Vanessa gets a lot of interactions happen. Because some of the rooms in the Roadhouse used to be classrooms. And Vanessa actually is a teacher. So I don't know if they latch on to that because of that
Maybe.
reason. But
And they've
it's-
called me out before without me even saying that I'm a teacher. Like we've been in one of the classrooms and they've asked, okay, who do you want to sit in the teacher's chair? And they legit have said my name without me even, without anyone even saying my
Right.
name at
Yeah.
all. You know, they have called me out.
So yeah, maybe that's got something to do with it. That's pretty interesting. Steph
Mhm.
wants to know, do you guys investigate cemeteries at all?
Oh gosh.
We've
yes.
been to a few.
Yes, we do. We do investigate them. It's been a while since we've been to one. Though.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah. But
Like when we first started, we went to a lot of cemeteries. Yeah.
There's another one though that I really want to go to here in Iowa. Just haven't had the time, but yeah, that's definitely one that we do enjoy going to.
Have you ever had anything interesting happen while in one of the cemeteries?
I can't say honestly
You know what?
that I have.
Yes, nothing huge, but at one point, the beginning of our podcast, kind of in our initial states, I went out to
With your
one of them
battery.
in Rock Island, yeah, and I took a bunch of pictures, and I had a full battery, and then I forgot whose site I was standing right in front of. I can't even remember now. That was a while ago, like way in the beginning, because we talk about it on the show too, and pictures, and all of a sudden my phone just drained big time, like it was dead. So I later on had to message Lily, oh my God, I was taking pictures. I was standing right in front of, I forgot whose grave site, and it just drained my battery. I had to go back into my car and charge it up. And then I hurried up and texted Lily quick. But yeah, we talk about that on the show too. So yeah.
I've had that happen where you go in there, you got fully charged stuff, and then it's just not 3 minutes in, and it's just, everything's dead. So, hey, Jimmy, how are you? Thanks for joining. Hi, James. And there's Miss Boo. Hi, Boo. How are you? Remember, guys, just ask any questions that you want. Let's see. Okay, Cree's our queen of questions. We love Cree. What do you say to those that don't believe in spirit boxes or apps and think the answers are random? Hi, Double K.
That's a good question. That's a good one because, I mean, to be honest, sometimes I am even skeptical when it comes especially to apps. So, I mean, honestly, you could say the same thing about just spirit boxes just in general, which is why, to me, my preferred method of investigation whenever I get the chance is the Estes method, because I feel like being able to kind of at least eliminate one of your senses while investigating, that does kind of help with
really honing in on the moments.
Yeah, and like honing in on the legitimacy of the answers that are coming across. I mean, because I know so many people can say like, even like just listening right now, if we were to listen to like the spirit box, maybe Laura, you would hear one thing, Cree, you'd hear something else, we could hear something else, but as soon as one of us said something, you'd be like, oh yeah, actually that's exactly what I heard. Right. You're right.
Yeah.
So, I think to me, that's why I like to hear them. I like to investigate with them whenever we are with people that do use them. But I can definitely see why some people would be skeptic of using them because of the answers that do come across, because really it's up to interpretation. Again, which is why I would prefer to do the Estes method, because at least using that, you're at least a little bit more blinded to the questions that are coming across and relying on what that blindfolded person is saying, and if the answer does make sense to the question. So at least that way, I do feel like it's a little bit more
controlled. Hi, Sheila. Welcome, sweetie. Yeah, because she says on here that but they still question the Estes because it requires a spirit box.
Yeah. Yes.
I think, but you pretty much you answered the question already. That because you're blocking off, your sense of sight. And you're blocking off the outside noise by just hearing to what's going on at that moment. With the headphones, you concentrate better. I couldn't do it because I can't stand the noise.
It's hard to kind of get into that focus.
I'm watching people do this, like, oh my God, that would drive me insane. Just that. It drives me insane listening to anybody else using it. So it's
this require a lot of like just honing
Hello,
in.
Sir Wayne. Yes, this is my feelings with the spirit boxes is radio stations interference can create a lot of pareidolia.
Agree. And I feel like that's my biggest reason for feeling a little bit skeptic when it does come to listening to the spirit box in a crowd and kind of influencing what you hear. So that's kind of where I do doubt a couple of things every now and then because of that.
Right. And like I said, I always encourage people still use the stuff because you never know. I've had that experience with an app because I wasn't a big app person. And
Yeah.
I did an experiment with an app where I downloaded it on the way to the investigation and didn't turn anything on until I got there and was sitting in the spot. And I didn't even ask it any questions. I just turned it on, set it on the table and waited. And then what happened, it spit out the name Charlie. And I thought to myself, oh, okay. And then I shut it down and then I questioned the owner, who is Charlie? And oh, that's my brother that just passed away. She goes, you're sitting in
Wow.
his chair. So
Oh my
why would that app
gosh.
all of a sudden just pull up that one name at that one particular moment?
That's crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
That is
that's why I always
wild.
say don't always, say, no, we're not going to use it because it's garbage. Because there's going to be that one moment where it's going to surprise you.
Right.
right.
That's a good way of using it too.
And it's funny though because I mean I don't use apps because I don't know why it makes it any different from anything else. But yeah, I don't use apps because I feel more skeptical towards them. But I mean, after hearing this, Laura, honestly, I feel like I want to try it.
Like I said, and what I did, and I just shut everything down because you don't download it till you get to that spot because they're saying, okay, you're using your phone's picking up what you're saying and it's collecting the data and it's transferring it to that application. Well, if you don't download it until you get there and don't turn it on until you want it in the spot you want it in. And like I said, I didn't even speak. I just sat there and let it run. And then that name, that was the first thing that come up, Charlie. So unless it was, reading the mind of the homeowner, I mean, how did it come up with that name? And I just happened to be sitting in that man's chair.
Exactly. That's crazy.
So yeah, that's pretty weird. So let's see. A question. How's that bourbon coffee tasting? Oh, wait. Is that a cocktail? Poor Steph.
It's delicious, Steph. It's delicious.
Sheila wants to know, what's your thoughts on the music box?
They're creepy.
Oh
They're so
my
creepy.
gosh. Wait, so we were with a team, gosh, when was it? Like a couple months ago. And the one guy was using a music box. So this was actually at the Roadhouse as well. And we were in one of the classrooms.
Oh, yeah.
And he sat, okay, so in this room, the one teacher, she doesn't like men sitting at her desk. So he sat in it just to see what would happen. And he had his music box going. And then it was going a little bit here and there.
Yeah, like barely anything.
Barely anything. And then so Lily's like, Vanessa, sit in the chair. All of a sudden, boom, it was going nonstop. And then after a while, Lily's like, wait a second. Okay, let's take our phones away. Let's make sure nothing's interfering and this and that. So she had me get up again and then come back to it because when I got up, it stopped. When I came back to the chair, it kept going nonstop. And then we had him again.
Yeah,
so we switched.
Because I was like, wait, are you maybe just too close to the box itself? Like, this is weird.
Yeah, it was way too weird. So then we switched. We had him sit in the chair again. Nothing really.
No, it did not go off.
It didn't go off.
It did not go off when he sat in that.
And then I went back again and just boom.
See, again,
boom.
something attracted to Vanessa.
Yes. So yeah, so it was really cool though. But yes, creepy indeed. But it's awesome.
I think
awesome.
Vanessa is a spirit magnet.
Yeah, right.
That's
really
what
cool.
I'm thinking. So yeah, but no, I do agree, Leanne. Yes, it's your investigation. You paid for it. You use what you want. And even though that a lot of people, because you get a lot of naysayers, and I understand why, because they're picking it apart scientifically. Going through the electronics, they're telling you how this works and what it's going to affect. I agree with that. Yes. But like I said, there's always that one time. We don't know what's on the other side and we're all raised, most of us, to believe that, when we leave the physical body, we turn into pure energy. The living life force is energy. So who's to say that the energy can't manipulate modern things, even though they might not have seen it? That energy is still going to affect something. So you
Yes.
might just get
Yeah.
that quirky moment where, okay, yep, it spits out, something on an app, or like, or with the
Right.
Estes method, or so on and so forth. I mean, yes, always depend on yourself as the number one best piece of equipment you can
Mhm.
use. Like you said, when you had that experience with the pins and needles and all that you were
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
being, the way I'm looking at it is you were being touched by whatever it was.
I agree. I agree with you.
Because why else would you
Yes.
have that feeling? Something was
Mhm.
an electrical charge of some kind. Um,
Right.
all right,
Right.
and I have a question before somebody else shoots one out really quick. Do
Yeah.
you believe that spirit can leave behind some kind of electrical residue or trail or residue, like energy, DNA?
I'm gonna say that I do believe that. I do believe in that, because to me that kind of goes back to, and I know a lot of people are on the fence, very strong on both sides when it comes to the stone tape theory.
Mhm.
Um, I do believe in that because I do believe in residual hauntings. I do believe that there are cases out there where people do come into contact with the same activity that others have in certain situations in the same exact spot, that is odd to explain. So how do you explain that without talking about residual activity?
Mhm.
And I know that there's a lot of people that don't believe in residual activity, but I do because of those reasons. Um, so yeah, I do believe that spirits do leave something behind, that they do leave a trace, because I mean when it comes down to it, we are all made up of energy. We are all made up of this scientific substance, and once our body is gone, our shell is gone, where does all of this energy go?
Right.
And when you talk about just spirits going back to locations, I think to me that's the biggest question. When you talk about spirits residing in certain areas, my question is always why? Why are you still here? Why do you come back to here? There's instances, there's stories, there's research of spirits having, something traumatic happen to them. There's reasons that maybe they felt very passionate about this particular area, building, location, whatever it is, or they had a really great time at this location. Uh, we were just at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado
Mhm.
over the summer.
Speaking of great time.
Yeah, and it's really cool to hear because one of my favorite authors, Richard Estep. He used to be a tour guide at the Stanley. He's talked a lot about the Stanley Hotel. And one of the questions that I actually had before we went was, why would there even be a lot of spirits here? I don't understand why. I understand, places have portals. I understand that people are passing through. I understand that, there was deaths on the property. I understand that. But why would there be a case for a lot of spirits being here?
Right.
And there was actually a quote in his book where he said, yeah, the ballroom is said to have a lot of activity, that it sounds like there's parties going on in the ballroom. And he said, of course there would be. Why wouldn't there be? Just like we come to have fun, so do spirits. Just because you're past and you're gone doesn't mean you still don't want to have fun. These people loved being here, when they were alive. They had great times when they were alive. Why wouldn't they want to come back to a place that was amazing for them? I
Mhm.
absolutely would.
Right.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? I never thought about it that way. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, so yeah, I mean, for me, I completely believe that, Laura.
And we've talked about this before because we joke a lot about like once we are gone, we're still going to keep going, like
Mhm.
travel and do this and hit the spots that we never got to
Right.
as living.
Right.
So we joke a lot about that. So like we both still,
Mhm.
believe in that fact that yeah, why not?
And I do feel that you leave
Mhm.
traces of your energy in different places, because I mean that also, one of the questions that I have is, so many people have spotted, have witnessed, have found evidence of certain spirits in different locations. You know, Marilyn Monroe, Al Capone, all of these different places around the U.S. And it's like, but why would he be in Minnesota
one area,
when
and then another area.
he died in
Yeah.
Florida? Why would he be in Chicago when he died in Florida? And he's been spotted in all of these different areas.
Right.
So it's like, wait a minute, how is that possible? I mean, do we travel? Do we leave traces?
Oh,
What is
your
happening
energy.
here?
So there's no limitation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yes.
You get to do what you want. So I mean, you know, there's no wall or anything
Yeah.
blocking you in. Dragon wants to know: do you think that running water, for example, like streams and rivers, can increase activity?
Well, we actually live by the Mississippi River. Like
Mhm.
we literally, like, we're at Lily's house right
Yeah.
now. We can see the Mississippi River.
It's
from
like
here.
right across the road. It is.
So we've talked about this as well.
Yeah.
And we both believe that, yes, a lot of that does, you know, correlate. We've read about, you know, the correlations between, you know, the hauntings, supernatural, you know, events occurring. Just to touch on earlier, because I talked about Troy Taylor. Yeah, he talks about Alton being, you know, very high energy, but yeah, it's right by, again, like we're right by the Mississippi. We have a lot of, you know, all of that, but also we talked about like, what is it? The limestone, the, you know, everything, you know, just being, you know, carriers of all of these things and able to make these occurrences, you know, happen. So
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think it just comes down to, honestly, I mean, even with anything else, there are certain materials that do carry that state of attraction, you know, no matter what it is. I mean, this could be something even in real life, like something is like a magnet. A magnet is attracted to another magnet. A magnet is attracted to steel, to metal, whatever it is. So you have that connection. I mean, when it comes to the electromagnetic activity, I do believe that there are substances, there are materials that do conduct more of that energy that is needed for that activity to occur. So I do believe that water, that limestone are some of those materials that do kind of increase the activity and do help kind of lead the way for more of that activity to happen.
Sage says, it is an interesting concept. Are they really residual or maybe just there and not interested or don't sense us?
That's funny, Sage, because I've thought the same thing. I mean, because it's like, maybe I don't want to be bothered. Like, why are you trying to talk to me? Leave me be. So it's kind of funny to think about that.
Now, see, I would be the opposite. I would be screwing around with everybody.
I believe
so
that.
You come here looking for something, I'll give you something.
I love that.
Give you something to go home with. Yeah. Wayne says, do you think that spirits connect to areas for certain reasons?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
Just like Lily touched on the chat a little bit ago. Yeah, I mean, all those people were connected. They were there for a reason. We actually talked about that. There was an episode on the Stanley that we did. And a lot of the people went there for a reason. So it was just a lot of like, it was more of like the people that were, you know, in New York, all the, you know, upper class of the time wanting to go, you know, hang out with one another, connect, you know, and so they partied a lot. And no, but just the Stanley was built for that, you know, for all of them to come and connect. And yeah, so they just had a lot of lavish lifestyles.
Right there, that's conducting a lot of energy just in itself.
Exactly.
Well, and I think it's like, honestly, to your point, Wayne, it's like, well, when you think about when you die, when you pass, when we all pass, yeah, I want to go to different places. I'm acting like I'm going to be able to travel. I don't know.
Lily's already like buying our ticket.
I don't know what happens after you die, but I mean, in my mind, I feel like you can go from place to place.
Be like Beetlejuice.
So I would go to places that, yes, are very attractive to me. Like maybe I had a really great time in Chicago, you know, like which I did. Like Chicago, I lived there for many years, and I still hold a special place in my heart for it. So yes, I would go back to Chicago. I love being on like the East Coast, very amazing places over there. I would go over there. So I do think that, spirits are connected to different areas for different reasons, whether that's something happened to them or whether it's they never get a chance to go there like I did.
Or where
Right.
there's a person there still that they're trying to connect with.
Yeah.
I really believe in that. Yeah.
So yeah. Hey, Goth Gal, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Steph says, have you ever or would you ever investigate a Native American site?
Ooh. Wait a second. Wasn't
We have.
Ashmore? Yep. Ashmore had some ties.
I wasn't thinking about Ashmore because I actually don't remember.
Remember when it all got dark at one point when we were outside, kind of?
Like for me, like the Native American stuff, it's actually pretty spooky to me because there's a lot of things I think for me that I'm not quite sure of when it comes to, Native American spirits. Do they really want us there? Are they upset over everything? Are they negative spirits? I mean, and very warranted. Very warranted.
That's a whole
their
different
reasons.
world. Yeah.
Which for me, I'm very. I'm very. What would I say? Like when it comes
tread
to
lightly.
I do when it comes to investigating places like that because I want to be very respectful. Number one, very respectful. Like I'm not there for bothering in any way. It really all comes down to just learning and trying to understand the why behind everything. But we live very close to Black Hawk State Park. We live very close to a lot of.
We have a lot of Native American ties here where we live.
Yeah.
We live close to Prophetstown, which, we actually hit on this in our podcast about the Sauk and the Fox tribes communicating with one another. So like Lily said, the Black Hawk State Park, Prophetstown, where, Chief Black Hawk would go and talk to the prophet. So we really go in depth about the history of our area.
Right.
So we've gone to Black Hawk State Park. We've gone to Prophetstown just to walk around, where a lot of the tribes used to settle because of the Mississippi. So it's really interesting. We also we live right by the Rock Island Arsenal, where a lot of the generals were communicating with a lot of the chiefs and everything. The tribes were above the bluffs and they settled where they were able to cross the Mississippi to be able to communicate with a lot of the generals.
Well, yeah, because that was the main
They set up
source
shop.
of transportation, that waterway.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of ties.
There's a lot of even residences here along the Mississippi that do report activity of Native American origin, and it's some of it is pretty negative activity.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the reason why I'm a little bit more
apprehensive. Yeah.
About
Cree wants to know, do you think it could be time slips? And here we think they are spirits and they think we are spirits, but it's just two people living in two different times.
That's really cool. That's a good way of thinking about it.
Honestly, Cree, you're getting into my whole conspiracy. I believe in conspiracy theories too. But I do believe that there are a lot of possibilities out there. One of these being those. Because when it comes down to it, we don't know anything other than what we know right now. And we can't be that ignorant to believe that we are the only people in existence that are living in this current time. There's a million different planets, there's a million different universes, there are a lot of different parallel universes, there's a lot going on. So I do believe that could be a possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Steph says, do you ladies carry any items for protection? And do you have any kind of cleansing or prayer after investigations? If so, what and why?
We've done cleansing prayers after. We actually have some friends from other teams who have performed like Reiki things, Reiki rituals on us after, so we're not carrying anything along with us. What else do we have? We do carry crystals. We carry all the jazz. So yeah, we do. Yeah, just I mean, we just think that, the more the better. You never know.
Right.
I mean, we're going into, like we always talk about, we're going into this other world, and we are essentially bothering others, So we want to go in with an open mind, but also letting them know, hey, we're here just to come in. We're not here to bother. We're here, with a good mindset. So going into it, we've witnessed other teams going into it, and performing their, ritualistic things, saying prayers ahead of time, so as way back when we joke about our beginnings, we didn't even know any of this stuff. We would just go in thinking, hey, it's cool. We're here. What's up? Going down the timeline of our investigating and our time lapse of all of that, we started picking up things along the way and thinking, hey, these are actually good practices. So we just want to go into the space with positivity, but also leave the space with positivity. So that's kind of why we like to do that as well.
The way you found it. Hi, Big Stew. Welcome. Hi, Julie, sweetie. Okay, Dragon Ranger says, the Stanley was also built for the healing and restorative properties of the waters. I believe that F.O. Stanley's wife had heard of the minerals in the water supposedly having healing properties. That is true. I do believe I remember hearing that. So they could have a lot to do with the activity there because of those waters. See, so many questions, questions.
Right. I mean, back then, a lot of people did believe in the whole restorative water properties, having healing abilities. I mean, Vanessa was talking about Alton, Illinois, and Alton, Illinois had a Mineral Springs hotel, which was open for that reason. And so it was flooded with a bunch of people thinking they were going to get healed with this special water.
Julie says, it may have been asked or mentioned, but do you believe in cryptids?
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, Julie, we do.
Actually do. We have an episode that we did on cryptids.
I mean, I think it just goes back to, again, I mean, I personally feel that there is so much in existence that we as humans are not aware of. And I also personally feel that I can't be ignorant to think that there's nothing else that we have not, that is out there that we haven't discovered or that we've discovered.
That we haven't discovered yet.
Yes. So
we feel like
so I believe
there's more out there than what we know. And we both feel like, we can't be ignorant in that thought of we're the only ones here.
Like, I know that a lot of people think that cryptids are crazy and what the heck is this? A chupacabra, a Loch Ness monster, whatever, this and that, the other. But I don't know. Who knows? Just like the paranormal, I don't know. Like, I guess that's what we're all trying to set out to kind of investigate and see if it is true. And I think that's where all of our curiosity comes into play and all of these worlds kind of merge. It's like all of this stuff people say exists, and to me it's like, okay, does it? Let's go find out. Let's see it.
You never know. And Sage says, well, while you're there, you drink your ritual coffee.
Yes, that's exactly how we do it. The bourbon.
And see that. Well, here comes Steph. She goes, if I was a spirit, I'd hang out with you guys even longer if you brought that bourbon brew with you. That's it. You're not going to hear the end of it until she gets her hands on it.
Like I said, Steph, we're coming.
And then Sage says, yes, the high altitude at the Stanley was also viewed as healthful. Yes. Yeah. Cleaner air, the mountain air.
I didn't know what people meant by mountain air until we went. I was like, oh my gosh, you actually feel it. You feel different.
I just even here where I am, when we go up in the mountains, you go up towards the lakes, and as you're driving up, you can feel the difference. It's really strange. It's like you're going through a layer. And then as you get up into the trees, it's just clean, and you smell pine, and it's just you do.
You feel so different. You feel relaxed.
Yes.
I feel happy.
Unfortunately, where we live in the Midwest, it's all flat.
I know.
So
Yeah, I know where you guys are. I used to live in Missouri. Didn't stay long.
Yeah.
you know
Didn't stay
exactly
very
what we're talking
long.
about.
I mean, don't
Gee,
get
I
me
wonder
wrong, it was a
why.
great place for retired people. But I was in my 20s and all these people did was mow grass.
I
Yes.
swear,
You know,
that's
it's
all
like,
they do.
oh, the
That's
big
all they
time
do.
all week. That's all they were mowing lawns, mowing lawns.
I know.
It's like you got nothing else to do but mow your lawn.
It's like, grass is just like nonstop
And
growing.
it was like, the big, let's go to the town square and all riding lawnmowers. And I figured, I got to get out of here. This is not good for me. So,
That's awesome.
Now it's the golf carts. I've been seeing so many people with golf carts.
geez,
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know. Well, yeah, I was in
I'm like,
the
all right.
northeast part. Memphis, Missouri is where it was. And, because we went there because my sister-in-law was living there and she married a gentleman out there. And of course, it's all farms. So it's loaded with corn.
Yeah.
And I used to joke around because Iowa, that's
Yes.
just corn and deer. That's all you see.
Right. It is,
And so,
unfortunately.
and it's for miles. And I think, oh God. And we actually went through this one town. I can't even remember the name of it, but I am not kidding. Cause we went there for my sister-in-law's wedding rehearsal dinner. And it was like an old Western town. It was don't blink. You're going to miss the buildings. And the place had, it was all the wooden porch you got up on to go into the place.
Yes.
And I am not shitting. Tumbleweeds were going across the road. And I'm like,
I believe
oh
that.
man,
Yeah.
no way. This is just too way out for me. I mean, I like country, but geez. And then most of the time, there was another town that was called Worthington. You didn't see these people all week long. And on Sunday, they come out like cockroaches. They went to church, and then disappeared again.
I love it.
Oh, that's
I think
hilarious.
that's all
awesome.
these people. It's too freaky for me.
Kind of
Yes,
children
yes.
of the corn
Oh my God,
concept.
yes. And of course, they all
Yeah.
knew we were from New York because of the way we spoke. And they automatically thought we were from the
Right,
city. And
right.
we're like, well, no, we're from the country in New York. Well, there's no country out in New York. Well, yeah, there is. We have cows and stuff, farms.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they didn't. And then when my brother-in-law came to visit for the first time, he was amazed. He's like, oh, yeah. And then, he loved it when he went up on the mountain. He goes, oh, I could live here. Well, yeah. And at least there's stuff to do while you're here, except cut the grass.
Wait, what? The corn and
God.
grass?
So, yes, you guys know what I'm talking about. So.
Oh.
And let's see.
Sadly.
I was just going to say that, sadly.
The sage goes, what happened to the bourbon coffee? They drank it.
Grab more.
It's right here. We're drinking it all is what happened. We're hoarding it all from stuff.
That's why it's out of stock. They've got it all. It's stacked up right behind him, Steph. You just can't see it.
Don't say anything. It's over there.
And then all of a sudden you see a bag just float by. That's just so wrong.
That's awesome.
Oh, but thanks for sharing the link, Steph. I appreciate that. Any more questions, guys? Get them out there. Because then we can move on to the coffee part of the adventure. Actually, we'll just do that. We'll move on to how did you progress, like you said, from doing podcasts to investigators to coffee ladies?
Gosh. So I mean, like we had talked about, I mean, it started with the podcast, having cocktails at the beginning of every episode. Noticed that we were having coffee as a focus of our cocktails a lot of the episodes. And after a while, we thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could say that we had
yes, Sage,
that we had like our own coffee line? Like how can we do that? Like it'd be awesome. Then we can make cocktails for the show with our own coffee. And so honestly, that's what happened. Like we set out on a mission to create our own coffee brand and create all of these fun blends that were spirit infused. So, I mean, it was cool because obviously for us, the spirit infusion is kind of like a double meaning.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's spirit infused because of everything that we do with the paranormal. But also we wanted to make it spirit infused with, using actual spirits like bourbon, rums, all the different kinds of spirits that are out there that are allotted to us to create these different blends, because we thought that would be an amazing different kind of specialty coffee that we're adding to kind of what it is that can be offered. So again, that was our mission, and we kind of started that 3 years ago now. And we went to our first show, which was right here in Rock Island, Illinois. It was the Rock Island Roadhouse show, the Paracon that they had there, and that was the first show where we, number one, went just in general that we attended, but number two, that we showcased our coffee. And that, I think, was such a turning point for us, because at first we were like, okay, nobody even knows us. Who's going to want to talk to us?
And how are we going to do this?
And yeah, how are we going to do this? And is anybody going to even,
want anything?
Want anything to do with us? But it was so cool because, I mean, when we went to that show, everybody that we met everybody that was there. Everybody was so amazing. Everybody was so supportive of everybody else. We came out of that first show with so many new friends, and all the friends, honestly, that we met, we still talk to. Everybody has just been so incredible and supportive in this whole community with regards to everything that we do. And I think that Vanessa and I have been very fortunate in all of that. Like I said, the coffee itself has been around for 3 years. It's cool because today, Steph, you might want to get on this. Today we launched, I don't know if you can see it. It's the Dark Isle Brew, which is in partnership with the Haunted Files. So one of the cool things is at that very first show as well, we met Paraflix. We got connected with Paraflix, and we're able to kind of build a partnership with the Paraflix streaming network. They were like, hey, can we have a coffee created for us? I think it'd be really cool to do a collaboration with the Paraflix network. And so we did. We're like, yeah, that would be amazing. So we teamed up with the Paraflix network to create the Sweet Rum Bliss, which is actually what we have. And after that, they reached out again and were like, hey, you know what? It would be really cool if we could do another collab and do one for one of our shows on the network, which is the Haunted Files. And we had met the guys from the Haunted Files, Mike Del Coro and Eric Vanderlaan, at the show last year. And so we got to be really good friends with these guys, and they were like super on board. They're like, yes, oh my God, we would love to do a coffee with you guys. Let's make this happen. And let's release it into Paraflix's Hallowflix, which is October 1st. So
here you go, Seth. You can just look at it, Seth. That's it.
They're gonna smell it. Watch, they're gonna open it and smell it.
And so we've been honestly just building on all of the different flavors and kind of partnerships that we've had. One of our favorite things, though, that we do is our Coffee with a Purpose line. And so the Coffee with a Purpose. Oh, yes. Well, we got to get some pictures at the show.
I'll be there on Saturday.
Yes.
So.
So, like, our Coffee with a Purpose line, though, is really cool because what Vanessa and I always really wanted to do was always in some way either give back or volunteer something in some way to give back to the paranormal community. And so when we started doing this coffee, we're like, how cool would it be if we could create different blends for different locations and actually give back a portion of the proceeds of each of these bags sold to these locations? Because, we all know that a lot of these places, it takes up a lot of time and money to kind of keep these buildings going. And so we kind of started that out with the place here in Rock Island, the Roadhouse. We got to be really good friends with the owner of the Rock Island Roadhouse. And we kind of tossed our idea out to her. And she was like, oh my God, yes, absolutely. I would love to do that. And so we did. So we started it out with her. And it was really cool to kind of get that whole process going. We're in the middle of kind of expanding that line. And there's another location actually that we are in the middle of building another blend for. It's actually with our friends, Eternal Paranormal. They just acquired a building, a haunted location here in Buffalo, Iowa. Again, it's only like 30 or so minutes from us.
So, yeah.
But it used to be like an old Lutheran church. And there is amazing activity in this building, like crazy, crazy activity. And so we've been talking with each other, and we're like, we want to help you guys in some way. What would you think if we created a blend for you guys and kind of helped you out in that way? And of course, they're all about it. So we're gonna kind of get that going. But for us, the coffee is a very exciting part of what we do. We were just on our local news channel just this past Monday, actually talking about the coffee and talking about giving back to the community and through the Coffee with a Purpose line. So definitely a fun piece of what we do and just lessons that we're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Now, my question is, how do you, because everybody has, oh, well, I wanted to do this and I have this idea. How do you start your own coffee company?
Oh my God. Well, it was a funny story. Just like all our stories, whenever we are trying to come up with an idea, it's literally through a night of drinking. So that's legit how it came about. We were just drinking.
We have like a whole notebook full of like ideas that we have when we're drinking together. We're like, oh, how cool would it be if we did this or if we did that? And then the next
day we're like, what in the world is this?
That's what happened. The next day we were reading through our notebook of cool ideas.
Cool ideas.
And then we get to this, the coffee, and we're like, well,
what the heck were we thinking?
what do we mean? Let's talk about this a little bit more. And so we're like, no, you know what? Like, I think we can actually do this. Like, this would be number one. This would be really fun to do. Like, this is an amazing idea that I think we can actually make happen. And so, like, legit, that's
Steph.
We'll let you know.
We'll video.
We'll give you coffee. We'll give you coffee with the side. But yeah, and so when we set out kind of like on that mission to figure out if we could indeed do it, like honestly, like I'm the kind of person that does not take no for an answer. Like I always view things as, you know what, you can do it, you can make it happen. You just have to figure out how to make it happen. It's possible. It absolutely is possible.
Right. Well, because I'm thinking, how do you call it, a bean factory and say, hey, I want to do this?
Well, and that's kind of like how we kind of started brainstorming. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Like my background by trade is I'm in marketing. So I do a lot of marketing. I've pretty much just, interacted and networked with a bunch of people throughout my entire career. And so I'm like, you know what? I think we can figure this out. I think I know some people. And so I reached out to somebody who I reached out to somebody who
just using that.
Yes, I saw that.
You got him, Stu. To rub my beans.
Yeah.
God.
You can't forget that idea.
So
write that one down. You've got to make that. Rub my beans. Come on.
For Big Stu.
Oh my God. What would they be mixed with? That's hilarious.
Oh,
that's funny.
I don't even know what I was
What were we
talking
talking
about. But yeah, so
yeah.
So I reached out to somebody that I knew, and I was like, hey, this is my idea. Can you help me? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. We can absolutely do this. And so that's really how it started. And, we ended up partnering, and it's really cool because realistically, they're the process honestly just worked out to a point where Vanessa and I, and realistically Sarah, who's our barista, we're able to kind of say, this is what we want. This is what we want it to taste like. This is what we're feeling it should be like. Make it happen. And we kind of work along those lines. So honestly, for us, it was a really, really cool process to kind of be involved in from start to finish. And realistically, our favorite part is the whole tasting process of everything.
It's a hard
Of
job.
course, yeah. Somebody's got to do it though.
We just have to.
And I think for us, it's just like a fun thing that we would eventually, unfortunately, we do have other real jobs. And so, realistically, we would hope to make this our full-time job and to
just focus solely on this and make it grow.
So yeah, well, hey, I mean, you're on your way.
Great.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? So not going into the rub my beans blend. Oh, Dragon's not going for that one. I'm telling you, that would be hilarious. I mean, if you did that.
I think that's a missed opportunity there.
Could you imagine somebody say, "What kind of coffee you drinking?" "Oh, I rub my beans." Excuse me. There's so much you could do with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, just imagine, the merch, cups, shirts, all of it. Rub my beans.
God.
And then you have the bag of coffee on, or like the
Love
cup of
it.
coffee.
Love it. That's good.
That's hilarious. That's
That's awesome.
If you do that, I get credit.
Brought to you by
Laura.
Jeez, that's funny. Stuff says here, Dragon, would you rather it be crushed my beans, bud? Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think I want them crushed either. This is similar to a conversation we had last night, guys, about rusty nuts. Yeah, you girls missed that one. That was funny.
That's hilarious. I'm sensing a theme.
Right.
Yeah, well, and it had to do with our friend Bill, who's carburetors and coffee.
Oh,
He's a coffee junkie, and actually, I'm surprised he's not lurking. He might be, and he's a mechanic. He was taking a car apart, and the lug nuts were rusty nuts, and that was all that Steph needed, and the rest of the chat, and they ran with it.
It could be.
look what's
cooking.
that.
Just my bean. Oh my god. Jeez.
Oh, that's
Like I
funny.
said, it's not easy going. Stay on page 13 for long. Yeah.
Oh,
He was grinding his nuts last night. Yeah, he was. He had to grind them. So see, like I said, it was one hell of a conversation. You girls would have loved it.
that's hilarious.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he's a big coffee guy, and that's so it's carburetors and coffee. That's what it's about.
That's cool.
So as far as the future plans of you girls, what is the future plans for your investigations and the coffee?
So investigations. Gosh, do we have anything lined up for the rest of it? Well, we still do need to go investigate that Lutheran church that I was talking about.
We still have to find time to do that because our October is kind of busy.
October is crazy for
Yeah.
us. Like we are doing shows, we are prepping for shows, and of course we're making time to go have fun. We're going to be going up like on a girls trip to Galena, Illinois, to go see this monster Halloween parade. Like we're super excited. Like the whole main street of this little town gets decked out, and everybody just goes buck wild for Halloween. So that's going to be like at the end of this month. So,
it's a cute little picturesque town.
Mhm.
Kind of reminds me like of a Hallmark movie or whatever. It's super cute. Not too far from us.
So we're excited to kind of just take some time to unwind. But we have 2 shows coming up this month. So this Saturday, October 4th, we're going to be in Rock Island, Illinois at the Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo. So all this week we've been pretty much prepping for this show, getting everything ready to go. Gosh, this is going to be a monster of a show. There's over 2,000 attendees.
Wow.
Over 130, 40 vendors that are going to be there. So we're super excited to be able to join again this year. So that's pretty much our biggest show of the year. In about 2 weeks, we're going to be
in Vinton, Iowa.
At the fall market. There's a fall market in Vinton, Iowa. So we'll be there. And that's going to be, I think, our last show for the year. And then we're going to be pretty much gearing up to prep for the Missouri Paracon. So we're going to be attending for the first time the Missouri Paracon. I believe it's in February. So a lot to kind of prep for that show that we're excited about, being first time attendees for that. So if anybody's going to be in the Missouri area, Missouri Paracon, we will be there. But in terms of investigations, you know, the only thing we have lined up is, well, it's not even lined up, but we still have to line it up.
Yeah, we're
is that
working it out.
That Sanctum of Souls, which
Yeah.
is that Lutheran church. But super excited to kind of see what the rest of the year holds, and honestly, super excited to kind of just get some time to relax and unwind. Like, I feel like we haven't had a chance to do that as of yet. All year it's been go go go. So coming into the end of the year here, we're hoping to kind of just relax a little bit.
But it's a good busy, but yeah.
So yeah, well, yeah, it's good. Yeah, Jimmy says, are these ladies in the Midwest?
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
Look,
We are we're on the border of Iowa and Illinois.
Yeah, not too far. Well, not too far from Jimmy, actually. So let's see. Leanne says she'll take the bourbon, skip the coffee. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Steph. I bet they have bourbon coffee for sale there.
Yes, we do.
We actually do.
And actually, we make you some coffee on the spot. So
that's great. So yeah, that everybody could try it, you know,
Yes.
and see what they're getting into.
Coffee drinks. Yep.
So that's fantastic. But as far as your podcast, even is you're going to continue doing that as well, or are you going to be taking a break pretty much from everything for a little bit?
I think now that we're going to be done with shows, we're going to be getting back to the podcast. I mean,
we can focus more on that.
I mean, because unfortunately the podcast has taken a back seat at this point in time, just because of everything else that we've had going on. I mean,
we kind of said we were on a long hiatus.
I mean, we had a couple of coffee launches. I mean, in addition to this one, which stuff probably you couldn't buy. We also have like the Parahouse blend, which is the one that comes in the coffin that we did with the in partnership with the House of the Seven Gables in Salem.
Yeah, I've seen that on the site. That was cool.
Yeah, so we did that one. So that one took up a lot of time because there was a lot of traveling back and forth to Salem, making that whole deal happen, and then the Haunted Files, just gearing up for that. And we just ended up not having any time for the podcast, unfortunately, which is sad because that's one of the things that I really love to do is to talk. I love to talk.
Really? You do? Wow.
And so
we wouldn't guess
the paranormal and history and just kind of our
kind of our stress relief time.
Yeah.
We love doing that.
I mean, because that's really how it started. The podcast started as really just the way for us to get out some of that energy and relax and just have some time for us. I mean, we started it during COVID when honestly we had nothing else to do.
Right.
And now finally that we're winding down towards the end of the year and everything's finishing up, we're like, yeah, I think we can get back to the podcast finally. I mean, I think our last episode was a couple weeks ago.
That's when we talked about the Stanley.
The Stanley, yeah. And so we're going to come back towards the end of the year to hit a couple more episodes before we finish out. And if anybody out there is wanting to find another show podcast to listen to, you can find it anywhere you stream podcasts. Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Apple Podcasts. You can even ask Alexa to play it.
There you go, guys.
Mine doesn't go off.
Let's see. Yeah, Steph says, I hear from my reps that the Jim Beam Distillery is supposed to be have paranormal activity.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
That sounds really cool.
That's awesome.
Stu wants to hear about the wine-infused coffee.
Oh, so Stu, so that's actually one of our blends that will sadly eventually be going away. So that was kind of a limited time. But I mean, buy it while it's still around.
Right, get on there quick, Stu.
Try it if you can buy it.
All right, let everybody know where they can find you guys. Okay, thanks, Steph. She put on there the podcast link.
Yes, love that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can find us at our website, hauntedhappyhourqc.com. So you can buy our coffee, check out the events that we're going to be at. We always update the website, and follow us on social, Facebook, Instagram. TikTok, and then check out our podcast anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. And I mean, honestly, send us a friend request. We will chit chat. If you're around us, we'll
give you a shout out too on the podcast.
Yeah,
too.
We'll get together, do an investigation.
Seriously, we love it. We love meeting new people.
Yes.
Nice, wonderful. So there you go. Buy it like I bought the bourbon. Oh wait, just buy it. Steph, she had to get the last one in there. So yeah, Sage goes, coffee. Did someone mention coffee? Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's where you can find them, and they're a lovely coffee. And you can look into all of their previous adventures and experience it with them. Girls, it's been a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thanks.
You are always welcome. So we'll just give you until next year, and then we'll have you on again to see how you guys are doing and how the coffee is going. And
we'll do it.
We can only just wish you continued success with it.
So much.
Yes.
I dig the shirts also. He likes your shirts.
Oh, we have a lot of shirts available on the website. Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. Check that out. See, you guys, you can go on theirs and buy the coffee, and then go into my merch and buy the coffee mugs.
Perfect.
See, I got all kinds of mugs in there. You can just get a twofer there. It'd be great.
Yes.
Not like not like shoving it out there, right? But yes, girls, anytime you are welcome, and we look forward to continued success and everything that you do. And you guys in the chat are always the best. You're my peoples, and I love you. And until next time, guys, always remember to live life a little bit on the raw side. Everybody have a great night.